Hi everyone, welcome back to RC Pie again. We're here out and about, going for the first run with this RGT 86180PRO, the tracer. Going to see what it's made of. We're here in this pretty popular crawl spot, so let's see if we're up to the task of some of the rocky stuff ahead. Fingers crossed. So for the tracer's first ever crawl, first ever run, brought it here to what is really crawler hell. These cobbles are huge, but kind of not huge enough to make them normal sort of crawling rocks. These are just perfect for getting your car hung up, getting it stuck right in the middle. They're a bit of a pain. This isn't going to be fun, but let's give it a little go and just see how it copes with it, see how the suspension copes. I have softened it up. I've softened it as much as I could. One thing I did find is that the springs actually aren't long enough for the length of the shocks. So that is as far as I could let them out, and then they're just running loose. So that's as soft as I could get it without potentially changing springs, but I don't want to be doing that. We want to be checking it out in stock form. I'm already concerned about how these tyres are going to cope, but you know, we've got to run it stock first, so let's have a little go. Exactly what I said. Just get hung up on these rocks so easily. Alright, let's try changing through. Which button was it? Oh yeah, that button. Right, have we now got four-wheel steering? Yeah, that kept us off there, so that's cool. We'll grab along a little bit. Now we'll change that back, and then we can drive normally again. So even just for getting it unhung, that's kind of handy. So essentially just for trail running, so let's see how it does up this first section. I'm already concerned about how these tyres are going to do. You can see they're just not grabbing on this rock. So whatever else it can do, the tyres just aren't up to the job really. You know, to me, these tyres have excelled on the Rescuer when the conditions have been really wet and muddy, and that's not what we want on a crawler. Okay, we've got one of the trickier sections here, so let's see what we can do. Not getting that traction. Chassis feels fine, just these tyres. See there, you'd hope that that front right tyre would hang on that rock, but right, let's change this four-wheel steering here. Still can't pull it up. Let's try and change that angle. Can we get up the edge of that rock? No, not having it. We're just lacking that traction. Just that mechanical advantage we need. Oh, I thought I got up then. See if I can just back up over this ledge and then get up now. Oh, come on. Yes. Maybe that was the easy bit. Again, just better tyres and that front wheel would get up there. And it's just not pushing up. Okay. Go. Just give it a hand. Put it back to there. Might have to try a different line here. Go on, back on your wheels. Now can we get up this side? No. There we go. Now can we pull ourselves up? Belly's dragging there. Which if we had the grip you wouldn't mind about, but it's just not happening. I think we might have to admit defeat on this section. So this is actually just the other side of that same section. Not enough traction there. Can we get up the rocks and up that side? Now, I've never driven a car with four-wheel steering before, so this is very interesting for me. I suspect most people haven't, so we'll just give it a go in different modes. Okay. Whoa! I mean, it's going to happen. But your first flip, your first roll with any new car is not a nice thing. This is slippy, slippy stuff. Oh, there it goes again. Oh dear. Going to be a few scratches on this today. I think we'll have to pass on this and move on to somewhere else. The sort of driving that you'd be doing when you're out on your own, you know, so let's just give it a run over some of this. See how it gets on. You know, when you're out and about, on your own, heading into the hills, whatever, it's a bit more like this, isn't it? Most of it, and then you find the odd crawl spot. But for this sort of thing, it's doing really, really nicely, to be fair. happen with these questionable tyres. Now this bit where we've headed off the main kind of rocky road, this has been carved out by full-sized off-roaders. I've never seen any up here, but they clearly use it, because every time you come up, rocks have moved around and the trail's changed a little bit. So hey, let's see how the Tracer copes where the big boys go. I'm going to give it a go on a different kind of rock here, just to see if we can get a bit more traction out of it. Now, when I say different rock, it's probably exactly the same rock. My brother's the geologist, not me. I guess this is just not been covered in mud over years and years. Just striking the pumpkin there a little bit. Can't help but feel we still want heavier wheels, even though this thing weighs an absolute ton. I don't think it's necessarily all weight in the best places. What how can we do? Still struggling for traction there, really struggling. I'd be so interested to try this with some good tyres. Maybe the Voodoos, the KLRs that I've got on the MN999, because those have absolutely transformed it. And you know, I think that is a good reason for not getting disheartened about the performance of this truck, because if you've seen how the MN999 crawled initially, its performance on rock was rubbish, and with a few changes we got it working really well. In fact, the last time I took it out, video to come, it probably outperformed the Rescuer. You know, it was getting over bigger bumps and things, even with less ground clearance, you know, no portals, but the biggest difference is the tyres. I mean, the tyres, the basic traction, it's kind of the best tool you've got on any crawler. So I think I might have to invest in something for this to wear. But hey, we've got up. Not done too badly. We'll try another section here that some of the 4x4 big boys use. Try and be a little bit more fair to this, perhaps. Those problems with traction again. Right, let's see what we can do with this section. Pumpkin's hung a bit there. I've taken a slightly different line. Okay, we've got over there. And it has got a good amount of clearance if you use it properly. Just let down by that traction. You know, as soon as something's hanging slightly with this, it's really struggling to get its traction at all. know, it's done okay there. I'm just going to rerun that last little bit. Which of course it won't get up now. Typical. Walked up, no problem, when the angle wasn't so good. Well, there we go. Okay, carry on with this section. You know, the automatic tracking I'm using for recording this, for some reason is struggling. A lot of the time it's struggling to get hold of this truck, of this colour, I guess. It's quite surprising. You would have thought this bright orange would be a piece of cake for it. Gotta be careful there, don't let it drop off the edge. Got it. Now I've had to mute the original sound from this section because it was so windy. It doesn't look all that windy, but it was incredible how it was blowing up this little gully. Here I was just testing what it's like, you know, with a bit of descending, bit of traversing or side hilling, if you like, on this kind of side of this gully. It was very tricky. I had quite a lot of goes on here, and it was very tricky. It was very interesting manoeuvring around with the different steering methods, with the four-wheel steering. And just, although these tyres aren't great, it was still interesting to see how it coped on this loose slope, trying to manoeuvre around on it. And I'm sure it would do better with better tyres, but it was very interesting. It was kind of a lot of fun and a good challenge, and just seeing how to use the four-wheel steering in different ways was really interesting. Like there, you know, crabbing to get up the slope. I tried it a couple of other ways, which hadn't worked quite so well. And then I was planning on going up to the right there, but realised, no, these tyres aren't going to allow that. So I had a bit of a manoeuvre around, and then decided, right, well, we'll try and go back around the top. See if we can do that. And that was pretty much a success. And then let's see how we can descend. If you want to see some extra footage, I'm going to put another video on of the stuff I'm not gabbing over the top of. So stay tuned. Well, I've had some fun with the Tracer. Learned a few things. It's interesting having a go with four-wheel steering for the first time. Most of the time I've just stuck to two-wheel steering, which I think is probably the way to go, and just use it when you need it. On the positive, it's not rained, so that's been great. The negative, as I thought, these tyres were terrible, absolutely terrible. So I don't think I'm going to wait very long until I change those up. Maybe put some Pro lines or some pit bulls or something like that on there and see what it's capable of then. From the low centre of gravity point of view, I have to say it's a little bit disappointing. So whether some heavier wheels are going to help with that, or whether it's just set up kind of horribly, I don't know. I think we probably want to drop the suspension a bit, get it being a bit more of a kind of belly dragger. So, you know, we might try a couple of things with that, but it's been fun. Considering that complete lack of traction, we've kind of done okay. You know, we've learned a few things. We've mucked up the body a bit with a few of those rolls and tumbles. As I thought, this faux engine on the top has got well bashed. It's in a bit of a dodgy place, that. I'm not sure that's a good idea. But hey, it's a first run. Not all first runs go exactly how you would have wanted, but it's been nice, it's been fun. So we will see how it develops from here. So please, if you've not subscribed, please do subscribe. I need those numbers up. And stay tuned for more on RC Pi. Thanks for watching.